almost died on my motorcycle. I've never felt so alive.
Hi, I'm Ludo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here or I keep popping up on your recommended, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. And that's all. Okay, bye-bye.
Also, I look like a little boy who went to the skate park for the first time. I don't know what to tell you. I have so many things to talk about. Also, I wasn't gonna stream today because I have a huge migraine, but look at what I've been drinking. I'm not supposed to have them because of my POTS. It'll make my heart have palpitations. But sometimes, your heart's gotta palpitate to feel something. You know what I'm saying? Bottoms up. Have you had water? Yes. I had one of these, and that's water. It's vitamin water. I had precisely one. How much water's in here? It says it's a 20% zinc, 170% antioxidant. That math ain't mathin'. Y'all think I'm dumb. How does 190%, that's not, that doesn't make sense. First of all, it's 100%. Second of all, it's 190 don't make sense. How much is in here? I've had 16 fluid ounces of water. I also can't hear out of my right ear. I did just get off my bike though, so. I almost died on my motorcycle. I've never felt so alive. Wow, that's why I ride a bike. I almost died today. Wow. Love the hat. Thanks, my mom got it for me. It's 190% of the daily recommended amount of the things to have in a day. Where's League of Legends? What happened? Oh, I got story time. But first, I gotta eat my doo-doo juice. Just kidding. But it does look like doo-doo. It's yogurt. It's protein yogurt. It's yogurt with protein in it. And berries. And protein granola. Because I'm strong. I don't think you should do that if your heart is having palpitations. Dude, like, tomorrow's gonna be like having a dance party. It's going... I'm making another edit of you. Let's go! We lost her? I'm not lost. I'm found. Here I am. I'm so happy. My migraine's gone, but it's gonna come back. It's gone because of the caffeine. The caffeine takes it away for a little bit. Just a teeny bit. It goes away for a bit. It also went away when I was riding because of the adrenaline of almost dying. So we got probably like an hour and a half before it comes back. I'm like this. Mr. Steel Girl right here. Okay, so how do I explain what happened? My bike needs new tires on it. Cooking simulator. Are you saying that because I'm a woman? No, I'm playing. I actually would play that. It seems fun. So my bike needs new tires on it. Unfortunately, the only way to go get new tires on your bike, well, there's many ways too, but my only way was to drive or ride to the place to drop my bike off for them to put the tires on. Because guess what Cycle Gear says? I buy said tires from Cycle Gear, right? They go, we can put them on for you for 30 bucks a pop. I said, that's a steal. Done did. Put them suckers on. Ooh, we can't actually take them off. What do you... I'm sorry, I think I misunderstood you. You just said you could put them on for me for 30 bucks. No, yeah, we can put them on. We can't take them off your bike. I'm sorry, the math is not mathing. So I'm going to bring my bike. Then I have to take the tire off, and then you're gonna put the tire on. At that point, I might as well pull up a YouTube video. I'm already halfway into the process. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already learned how to change my own motorcycle oil. At that point, I'm 50% in. Might as well just finish it. I'm not gonna pay you 60 bucks to put it on. Like, I would rather pay you more money for you to take it off for me. Why am I bringing it to you? You're not gonna do the whole thing. It doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm sure it makes sense to literally everyone else, but there's a helicopter. Okay, and what was I saying? So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. What is that? Oh, that's a shadow. I was like, I'm not gonna do that because that just doesn't make sense to me. So I called around all morning, right? Because I have a ride Sunday, a suicide awareness ride that I'm going to go to. If you don't know, when you put new motorcycle tires on, they're very slippery, especially if you get good quality ones. They are quite slippery, and it's very... Okay, for someone who, like, has ridden their entire life, maybe it's not scary. But for Weenie Hut Jr. like me, I've ridden for a year and a half now. That means nothing. When you put new tires on, they're terrifying. They're very slippery, okay? And I'm already butt cheeks clenching when I take a corner. It don't matter if I've ridden for 400 years. I think I will always butt cheek be clenching when I take a corner. That's just how I am. You put new tires on, they're very slippery. The traction is not as good. So you have to be very careful. The dude said about 100 miles, you want to be careful. I have a ride Sunday. I don't want to go to that ride, right, without having worn in the tires. I don't really like group rides. I'm not a fan of group rides. First of all, I have social anxiety. I feel like I'm gonna throw up when I see more than 2 people, all right? I'm not tweaking like a dog. I don't like that wise. Also, too, everyone likes to exchange social medias. I don't like doing so because then they see I don't have a lot. Okay, I don't have a lot of followers, and like when you open your eyes and see all these content creators, I am a little turd in a toilet compared to them, okay? But to people that don't do social media, they see my following and they're like, oh my word, you're famous, and then they get really weird, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not famous. I don't like that. I don't like being treated like that. I don't want to be used. I've been used because of it. I don't want to do that. So I don't like doing that. And then if you say, oh, I don't have social media, I can't say that. My social media is on my bike. That's the second. And the third is I don't trust people. I only like riding with people that I know and that I trust and that I've ridden with before. So like there's like 2 people that I ride with, right? If I'll see a biker randomly, I'll, you know, ride with them for a bit if we're heading the same way, but I don't trust them. I'm gonna keep my distance. I don't like it. So going to group rides, it really scares me because you don't know these people's mindset, right? I know the people that I ride with, I know their mindset. I know they put safety first. I know they're not gonna go try to do a wheelie, you know, going 180 miles an hour. I know that they're safety first. We got people to come home to. I like riding with them. So I don't know how these people are gonna ride. I don't trust them. I don't want tires that are gonna be slippery because you can't slam on your brakes on a motorcycle. You can, not gonna go well. So I don't trust. I've been on one motorcycle giant group ride where we were police escorted. It was for my church. He put it on and we were police escorted to another church, and we went and we prayed for it, which was super cool. But on that ride, some ding dong in front of me slammed on his brakes on his motorcycle. But guess what? He's on a Harley. It don't matter. He could slam on his Harley and go like this. Because it's a Harley. It's a big old, he's got a big old sinking, it barely can identify as a motorcycle, okay? At this point, it's like a car before puberty. It's a giant sinking go-kart. But he slams on his brakes because he can. I'm behind him. We're in a giant group ride. There's not much to like leave space. So I had to slam on my brakes and my back tire on this. Wow! Wow! To the point where we got to the church to pray for it. Some dude came up and said, I checked out your tire, by the way. I heard it squealing all the way from the back. There was 200 people. He said, I heard it squealing all the way from the back, and I want to make sure you're okay. And I was one of like 3 sports bikes, so it wasn't really like, he knew. He was like, it's one of the sports bikes that did that. And so I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All that to say, slamming on your brakes doesn't go well when you're on a motorcycle. I don't trust the people. Like, I want to go support it, but I don't trust any of them. It's nothing against them. It's me. I have trust issues. Okay. It's not on them. I just don't trust riding in groups. So I'm going to stick to the back, and I don't want fresh, brand new tires. All of that to say, that's why I went to get new tires on today so I can have the rest of the week to ride on them. So anyways, so I call around all morning, call and call and call. No, we don't change motorcycle tires. No, we don't change motorcycle tires. Well, then what do you do? I called one place, it said motorcycle dealership. I call it, hello, do you guys change motorcycle tires or are you just a dealership? We're neither. What do you do? It literally said motorcycle dealership. So what do you do? You're a dealership. What do you do? Are you money laundering? And then he hung up. I said, suspicious. Interesting. I was starting to give up hope. I said, all right, not gonna happen. Finally, I get someone that puts me on hold and says, hang on, I think we can do it for you. Let me put you on hold. I said, all right, but literally the sweetest southern older guy goes, hey, how's it going? I hear you need some tires changed. I knew immediately. I said, this is an angel from heaven. I know immediately you're going to help me. I said, yes, I explained what I needed. He said, oh, yeah, I got you. He said, he goes, well, I can get you in today. I said, bet. He said, we close at 6. Because I had a call scheduled. I didn't get done with working till 4:30. And on top of that, he said it's gonna take 2 hours, an hour a wheel. I said, oh, so you probably can't do it today. You know, he goes, you know what? I can make it work. I can slide you in. You won't get your bike today, but I can slide you in and work on it overnight. I said, oh my word, I love you. Yes, I will be there. I said, I'll come as soon as I can get off. He said, you come, you ride safe. I said, thank you. Then I get off, I hop on my bike. I say, well, crap. I'm riding on tires that are ready to be done. And I look down and it says it's gonna, now that traffic, because it's 4:30, it says an hour if I don't take highways. It says 30 minutes, well, 35 minutes if I take highways. I have a very high anxiety of like driving or riding on highways. I hate it. I have really bad OCD, and part of my OCD really affects me while driving. Will do everything I can to not take highways. I don't care if it puts 20 minutes or more on, you know? This dude's staying open a bit later to make sure I can get my bike in. I can't afford to take the hour route. So I'm like, all right, I got tires that are ready to sink and go, and I'm fixing to go sinking 75 on it. I said my prayer. I said, please, God, keep me safe. Please don't let me have a blowout on the highway. I hop on. I'm out of gas. I go fill up real quick. It costs $4. That's why I love my motorcycle. I said, now I'm on the road. I put Post Malone on. I'm going. It is windier than crap. And if you don't know, riding on a motorcycle with a smaller bike, I have a 400 with wind as a smaller girl, you get blown all around. I'm like this. I'm like, oh my word, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. But I learned today, if I spread my lats and I kind of like go like this, instead of trying to ride like this to like cut through the wind, if I spread my lats like this and I sit like that, it kind of helps create like a sail and I'm not pushed as much with the wind. That really helped me today. I learned that. There was so much traffic. I literally wanted to melt. The sun was so bad. I had a migraine, so I'm sitting in the sun in full gear, okay, with like 95-degree sun baking me, and I hit every single red light before I got to the highway. Okay, ever thought of using your nose weight to hold you down a little more? Yeah, you're banned. I finally get to the highway. All right, I take my turn on. I say, it's go time. I said, I know the highway scares you, but it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be no issue whatsoever. Oh, and I had a friend following me because I needed a ride home. So I said, you're gonna get there. It's gonna be fine. You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. I get on. I start going fast. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. The wind is so bad. People are sinking zoom, like this behind or beside me, and I'm getting pushed like this so badly, bro. I'm so scared. I'm sure to other bikers, they're like, you're such a weenie hut junior. You should get off the road. Well, I am a weenie hut junior, but it's not the bike that I'm afraid of. I'm the same way in my car. The highways just absolutely terrify me, you know? I'm listening to Post Malone. I'm like, you probably think that you are better now. Better now. Ah! I'm like, all right. I got this. I'm hyping myself up. All of the sudden, the car in front of me decided today of all days, they would cut in front of me and slam on their brakes. Because somebody missed their turn. Can't blame them. Somebody missed a turn. Hey, you missed your turn. You know what? Put my life in danger. You missed your turn. I would hate for you to miss your turn. So I, being the situational awareness genius I am with the reflexes of a pigeon, there's no time for me to slam on my brakes, right? I'm going. I go. I have 0.4 seconds to react to the situation before I am dead. Because there's a chance I'm not braking in time. I'm either hitting this car flying. I'm either trying to brake my back wheel like this, dying, or I don't know, anything else. I take a glance. Boom! No one's to my left. Literally, praise God. I thanked him for like 10 minutes afterwards. No one's to my left. I go, now is my chance. There's no time for the blinker. I move over. I'm safe. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't seem as crazy as it was in the moment, but keep in mind we're going 70 and this person just cut in front of me. I have like 0.5 seconds to react. So in the situation, there's a lot more at stake. Because in this situation, the person in front of me just slammed on the brakes. And if there was someone to my left, I am dead here. Or at least really badly hurt. I quite literally felt my heart drop all the way to my butt crack. But I was fine. So then I keep going, and then I'm like, well, the worst of it's behind me. Can't get much worse. So then the rest of the ride was actually pretty fine. There was, apparently my friend said that a cop almost went into my lane and hit me. I didn't see it. They said the cop went like this, wasn't checking, had their blinker on, went like this, saw I was in the lane and corrected really quickly, then waited for me to go front and then got behind me. And I was like, wish you would have hit me. That could have been a lot of money. But he said no, that at the speed we were going, I was probably dead there. So even the slower moments like that are intense. Yours is definitely legit. Yeah, it's like, especially when you're in the moment, it's one of those where it's like outside of the moment, you're like I was fine. But like in the moment, you're like, dang, if there had been a car to my left, I don't know how that situation would have played out. And it's really scary to think about, especially even if you're in like a car, it's like that would have been scary. But when you're on a bike, it's like that could have been my life. So it's like kind of scary. Jack's the worst is never behind you. That is true. I listened to some music the rest of the way there. I was jamming Post Malone. Got there. Oh yeah, got there. Get yourself an H2. You're ready for it. The story is good enough for now. One of the most like, oh yeah, moments. The friend that's with me that's driving behind me to make sure I can get a ride home is of the dude species. Get a load of that guy. And so We walk in. I have the bike keys in my hand. I didn't have my helmet. I had bike shoes on though and bike pants on though. I took my jacket off and I took my helmet off. But I have the keys and the shoes and the pants. And the dude's in shorts. The person working there, not the guy that was super sweet, one of the people working there, look at me and then looks to the dude I'm with and goes, "Oh, is that your bike?" Sir, it is bright pink and purple. Now, I'm not one to discriminate, but I feel as if you're discriminating towards me, it's friendly fire. I'm allowed to discriminate back. So it's this discrimination 1v1 going on here. He goes, "What you in for? You here to get something or service?" My friend looks at me because bro doesn't know the first thing about motorcycles. So I go, he's literally looking at my friend and I go, "I'm here for service. I called earlier." Dude goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's right back there. I like your bike." I like your bike. Shut up. You think your boss would have let you leave work earlier? I am my own boss, so no. I had a call I had to get to. So anyway, so I walk back to the service thing. There's another biker in front of me, and they're talking. I'm waiting. Then it's my turn. He goes, "You got the Ninja 400. I said, "Caught me." I do. Was chatting with me, laughing with me, talking about the repairs and everything, the tires and all that. Oh, forgot about one of the other moments. I'm on the highway. My engine light comes on my motorcycle. As if the anxiety wasn't bad enough. I'm like, great. Don't know what that is. I'm gonna pretend I'm blind. But I told him, I said, "Oh, by the way, I don't know if it's something y'all can look at, but my engine light did come on halfway here, and it didn't go off, and it's come on before, like for like a minute or two while I'm riding, and then it'll go off right away." He was really honest with me about cost. He was like, "I know you came here for simply tires," so he was like, "I completely understand if you don't want to pay for that. You came for tire change, and it's a lot." And he was very, very sweet. I only ride it like by myself for a bit, kind of back and forth. He was like, "That's, you know, rare for a summertime." Yeah, I said, it's easier if I just say heart condition to explain my POTS than to explain what POTS is. So I said, "Yeah, I have a heart condition and I wear full gear, so I can't really ride during the summers because I overheat and it doesn't," I said, "fainting and riding doesn't go well." And he was laughing. Once we got in, he said, "So, you have a heart condition, but you got a Ninja." He said, "Do you get a lot of flack for that?" I said, "Well, I definitely get questioned." I said, "But as long as I, you know, keep an eye on it," and I didn't explain, you know, Dempsey, service dog, all that. It's a lot to explain to someone who's, from what I assume, is just trying to make conversation. So I was like, I keep an eye on it, make sure it's not acting up when I ride. He was like, "I technically have a heart condition too, but I still rip my bike around." I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, I had a heart attack. And I'm not supposed to do anything like that." I get around on my bike. I'm like, "Bro, that's sick." And he fist bumped me. And he said, "Frick yeah. That's the censored version." He was like, "You only live once. You might as well do what you love." And I was like, yes, bro. I love this dude. And then, he got all my information, got everything written down. Then, you thought it couldn't get any better. He goes, "So, we have a whole queue," because I told him that I had the ride Sunday. That's why I was trying to get the bike tires on so I could wear them in a bit before the ride. He goes, "Well, we have a queue for, like, you know, fixing bikes and everything." He said, he literally whispered, he goes, "I put your bike at the," he said, "I put the Ninja 400 on the top at 9 a.m. First thing done." I literally came in, and mind you, he's staying open later for me. They close at 6. He's staying open later for me to get all my stuff in. And he's putting me at the front of the line. I said, "I really appreciate it." He said, "I got you." And then I said, "What's your name?" I didn't catch your name. He goes, "I'm a mysterious guy. I don't like to give my name out." I said, "What?" He said, "I'm just playing." And he told me his name. I was like, "Ah, you got me." And then he gave me the name of the lady who's gonna be working on the bike to check the engine light and all that. And then he said, "You ride safe once you get your bike back." I said, "Yes, sir, I will." He said, "You have an amazing day." I said, "Thanks so much." And that is the story of my bike adventures for today. Peace out. Fishbones is no longer with us right now. She's staying overnight at the No-Tell Motel. Maybe she'll meet a guy bike. But I will get... Oh! And on top of that, okay, right? Everything's going right. Except now I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I gotta ride the bike back home with fresh tires on the highway. That's terrifying. So I'm thinking, I'm already scared to be on the highway, and now you gonna put the wet tires. Oh no. So I text homeboy Devin, aka Layla's husband. You look like Joe Jonas. You just ruined the rest of my week. I say, please, can you please come and ride my bike home? Because Devin rides track. So if anybody can ride a bike with fresh tires, I trust him. Devin goes, what time? Devin, please. Devin says, me and Layla show up. I got you. Now, I don't have to have a heart attack riding my bike on the highway with fresh tires. And I know Devin can push the bike because he rides track. So I know he'll be able to, he'll probably think it redline my bike, bro. I don't care, bro, because he can break the bike. I really don't care. So now, tomorrow, I'm gonna get a video of Devin, who's this like 6 foot something military dude, on my small little pink and purple bike. Oh my word, it's gonna look like Mario Kart when you get one of like Bowser or something on the motorcycle cart. And he's like this giant thing on like the little car. That's what it's literally gonna look like. But I said, I will give you monies. Please ride my bike home. I'm not trying to be on the highway with it. Please. That's something I wish to experience. Not in Jacksonville, that's for sure. Not in Jacksonville, Florida. No, thank you. There's enough tweakers as it is. Look how cute this monster is though. All energy drinks taste like battery acid to me. Like I don't feel like any part of this is healthy for me. I feel like absolutely none of this is good to be going into my body. I can't have the zero sugar ones because of aspartame. Oh, is there aspartame in this? No, I'm gonna have cancer. GG. Ooh, this one has sucralose, which is aspartame's cousin. So maybe I won't get cancer for like, I'll get an extra 10 years without it. I had down a block of cheese. What do you mean you downed a block of cheese? You ate a block of cheese. How do you just eat a block of cheese? Doesn't that give you diarrhea? I'll text and drive just for you. Literally don't do that. It does the opposite. Wait, cheese backs you up? Cheese gives me literally like death-defying diarrhea. But I'm lactose intolerant. You lost Larry? No, I have Larry. Larry's shy. Larry, say hi, buddy. There he is. Did you know Takis can give holes in your stomach? Well, technically I have a hole in there, right? That leads to my butt cheeks. Monster drinks and protein powder. Do you ever get anxiety? I'm diagnosed with it, yes. I don't drink energy drinks often, though. I'm not supposed to with POTS. It gives me heart palpitations. But I needed the caffeine to offset my migraine. It was really bad, or I wasn't streaming tonight. It was really bad. Also, everybody on YouTube, y'all have created a monster, by the way. So my No, I'm Not Related to Putin YouTube video is doing quite well for my channel. And I can check the analytics. I was like, man, why is this video doing so well? Tell me why the top recommended that people are clicking my No, I'm Not Related to Putin video is a video in full Russian. Literally the title and everything is a Russian title and a Russian video, 100% speaking Russian. And my video is YouTube's next recommended when they finish that video, and 88% of people are clicking it. 88% people. Do you know how good that is for a channel my size to have 88% of people clicking your video when it's recommended? Do you know how bad that is? Which means it's being recommended to the Russian audience? That the Russian audience is saying, oh, this girl's related to Putin? They're gonna think I'm propaganda. They're gonna think was a industry plant to make Putin look good. Because people will be like, oh, well, yeah, they joke about Putin all the time. He's great. I am on my way to being fully cooked. They're gonna come for me. But hey, at least the video's doing well. Maybe you'll finally be flown out to be reunited with your father. Oh my word, he's not my dad. I'm not even Russian. I'm not related. That would be literally impossible. My dad is Scottish. That doesn't work.